Welcome to the Be Happy Now show. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. I'm Claudia-Sam. If you know that you're here for a bigger reason, this is the place to be. Together, we ditch the self-care guilt and quit the go with less fear and more trust. Tune in to living life in alignment with your full potential. The Be Happy Now show starts now. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here again with me. I'm Claudia-Sam, your host of the Be Happy Now show. And today we're talking about making decisions, how making decisions using a pros and cons list is not a thing anymore. Have you ever been in this situation where you need to make a decision and someone tells you, just make a pros and cons list? I have. I remember my dad lovingly telling me, make a pros and cons lists. And they've worked. Except now I want to invite the idea that you are your own expert and that you can listen to your intuition when you're wondering what to do so that you can be happy right now. It's going to be a really great conversation. I'm going to ask you questions like, why is making a pros and cons list not a thing anymore? What is your intuition based on? You're going to ask yourself if there's a part of you that doesn't believe in being your own expert. And then we're also going to explore how to even get in touch with the intuition. Sounds good? If you like what you are hearing today, I invite you to check out my website, claudiasamcoaching.com. This show, the Be Happy Now show, is to help you flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment. So to join events, workshops, to meditate with me, to get even free resources, just go to claudiasamcoaching.com and you'll have everything there for you. So let's begin with, why is making a pros and cons list not a thing anymore when making decisions, when wondering what to do? Because I have to say that using the intuition can be scary because making a decision with the intuition means that it's not backed up by a fact. I'm going to get into that a little later. What I want to premise is that making a decision from the head is not bad, okay? When I say leading with intuition, not making decisions with a pros and cons list, I mean leading with the heart. Because going with a pros and cons list is basically telling the head, okay, let's list out the good and the bad that all of the experiences that I've gathered up until now and all the facts that I've read and all the theory that I'm familiar with, I'm going to use that as a way to make decisions. And instead, what I'm inviting as a concept today is to ask your inner guide, ask your heart to lead the way instead. And again, the head is not bad. We need the head, we need the ego, we need it to get out of survival mode. We need it for our survival. Except the head has taken up enough space up until now. I don't know about you, but I feel like the head we've given it enough space. It's been at the forefront of our lives up until now, and it still is in the way our society makes decisions. Just take into consideration how we need certifications to tell us that we are good enough to do what we do. Yeah, that is leading with the head. It's not saying it's bad. I'm saying there can be a balance. We can lead with the heart and with the head. And to do that, we need to close the eyes and start to tune in. That's why I created the tune in method. And I'll be talking a lot about the tune in method on the Be Happy Now show. So if ever you are curious, just go to tuneinmethod.com and you'll find more information. What I mean when I say leading with the heart and not with the head, because we're using the head. For example, when I wrote this show, I wrote bullet points with the head in the sense that I used the head logic strategic way of writing the show by saying, I'm going to write bullet points. That is me using the head. But then what's written in the bullet points is led by my heart. My heart is saying, oh, this is what is so exciting to talk about. I'm inviting the idea that making decisions based on what feels good and feels right for you without needing facts to convince you of a decision is a way to lead your life, to make you happy, to allow happiness to be in your life. If you need to be convinced that leading with the heart is good, well, you're going to have to try it for yourself. All right. Instead of looking outside for answers, my first tip for you is to close your eyes and to turn your gaze within. You have the power to look within yourself and listen to your intuition. You have the power to look within and to listen to your intuition and make decisions that you are happy with. You have it in you. That's the name of my free Facebook group, actually. So if ever you want more of this empowerment to lead life with your intuition, to tune in, just go to the You Have It in You group on Facebook. Now, what is the intuition based on? What is the intuition based on? Well, if you're answering questions to make a decision like, I think this would be good. I think that this is the way to go. That's not the intuition, that's the mind. There's nothing bad and wrong with it. It's just a way to notice that if you are wanting to lead your life from the heart, this can be an indication, right? It can indicate that, oh, right, if I'm thinking, if I'm saying, oh, right, I'm I'm actually, well, I think this is the way to go, then this is one indication that you're not leading with the intuition. Yeah. The intuition is not based on facts. The intuition is not based on backgrounds of what you've learned up until now. The intuition is not based on studies, on theories. It's not based on what you've learned by heart or from others. It's not based on your mistakes and your personal learnings. It's just not. Your intuition is an inner knowing. You must have heard this, right? The intuition is a gut feeling. I have a gut feeling. There's something inside of me that it just feels right. You know, that's the intuition. For some people, it's a physical feeling. Like some people will feel it in their body that that's just it. They might feel like a pounding heart, or they might feel a sense of relief, or they might feel a sense of openness and abundance. Like stress has been lifted off of your shoulders. That can be an indication that you're making a right decision for you, that you are leading your life with your heart. For others, it is defined by it. I mean, the intuition, the intuitive knowing is defined by that gut feeling, but by that inner knowing that you can't argue with. You can't find facts to convince you that this is the gut feeling. It's just an inner knowing. So the first thing I want to ask you is, are you willing to play with listening to that intuition? Are you willing to play with listening to your gut feeling and trusting that it's right? Trusting that it's right. And it brings me to share with you that you are your own expert. Like I said before, you have it in you, right? You are your own expert. You don't need to be certified in your life experience because you are your life experience. I'm going to say that again. You don't need to be certified in your life experience to be good enough for it because you are it. There's nothing out there to signify, to say, to give you the go of this is a right decision for you. When it feels right for you, it's just right for you. Because if it's in a rule book, then it's not intuitive for you, right? I am who experiences my life's path. And so there's no stamp of approval at the end of the ride saying, okay, you did it well, you did it according to this rule book, you are happy now. You are your own inner guide to what happiness is for you. You are your own inner guide and your own expert to what living a fulfilling life is, what making a right decision is for you. And when we start to get out of the head, when we stop making pros and cons lists, when we start turning our gaze inward and listening to our gut feeling, listening to our intuition, we start to feel really good about ourselves because we start trusting ourselves. And I'm going to give you examples, of course, of types of decisions that you can make and before or yeah that you can make by listening to your intuition. But before, I wanted to say that I've been inspired to talk about this today by my friend Ellen Wyoming Deloy, who also has a podcast on the Transformation Talk Radio. It's called The Pause. And she says that she doesn't have the answer to solutions that some of the businesses she works with are asking for. So say that you're in a meeting and everyone, you're coach, she's coaching these people and they're saying, but so Ellen, what's the solution? And she's not there to tell them the solution. Instead, she supports them to find the answers within themselves. And that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you this is the right way, this is the wrong way. That's not what a coach does. That's not what I do. I'm here to support you to turn that gaze inward, to go, oh, I can decide for myself. I don't need to be a people pleaser. I don't need to keep saying yes to what everyone else is expecting of me. I have that power inside of me to choose for me. No, this is a truth bomb I'm going to drop right now, okay? No one is going to make you better. No one is going to heal you. You are supporting yourself. You are making yourself better. You are healing yourself. And this is my invitation for you that if you do want to go deeper and leading your heart, your life with your heart, to let go of the stress of the mind. But if you're like, well, how do I actually do it? We're going to get there. This is me inviting you to get a coach. Get a coach to support you to be your own guide. Get someone like me or Ellen who will believe in you and in your ability to come up with your own solutions. Okay, someone who will show up believing in you and not someone who will show up and say, this is the only way, follow this step by step. This is the way to be happy now. This is the way to making right decisions. Because you are the only one who knows. Yeah. I'm going to ask you another question. This is where you get to take your journal out and really explore within yourself the answers to this question. And actually, let's close the eyes. If you are not driving and you are available to close the eyes and tune in here, we're going to ask the heart to answer this question, shall we? Close the eyes. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. Inflate the belly as you breathe in and out. Let's do that 2 more times. And every time you breathe in and out, relax the forehead, relax the shoulders, relax the belly. Maybe you can feel the heart beating. This is the power of the present moment. And to let the heart speak, what I like to do is to really allow my body to be calm. So notice if you're frowning, if your jaw is clenched. Notice if your shoulders could be relaxed. Like, how low can those shoulder blades go? And notice if you can breathe slower, longer breaths. That helps the nervous system calm down. And just by closing the eyes and focusing on the breath and allowing the body to relax, this can be done in an instant. Notice just how you feel now. Notice the difference in your state. And from this point, I invite you to focus on the out breath. It's like you're sitting at the edge of your nose and you're just looking for the exhale. By keeping that point of focus, you are keeping the conscious mind busy, and you're not letting the mind, the head, take you into stories of the past or of later or of the what ifs or of the how. You're just right here. So focus on the out breath. If it helps you get out of the head even more, place your hand on your heart, one of the hands, if you have them. Otherwise, imagine it. And notice the heart beating if your hand is there. Keep focusing on the exhale. And I'm going to ask you a question. And I invite you to let your intuition speak. And the intuition speaks in a pop, like a popcorn. Sometimes it's the answer before the one that is spoken out loud. It's that inner knowing that sometimes we don't say out loud because we're judging the thought that comes out. So I invite you right now to just play with knowing that whatever answer comes forth, it's perfect as it is. Yeah. Keep focusing on your exhale. Is there a part of you that doesn't believe in you being your own expert? Is there a part of you that doesn't believe in you being your own expert? What is that part of you that doesn't believe you are good enough to lead from the intuition? What is that part of you that doesn't believe you are worthy of leading your life from intuition? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's the unknown. Maybe it's just you feel more comfortable with pros and cons. Maybe it's the fact that you've been judged in the past for making decisions on the fly. Just be with whatever answer comes through. And now we're going to take another big breath in through the nose, inflating the belly and the lower back, and then the chest and the upper back. Open the mouth to exhale. Very gently open the eyes. You did it. 5 minutes to calm the body. Be with your heartbeat. Be with the breath. And to allow the popcorn of information come through. And if you're thinking, yeah, Claudia-Sam, I didn't really get something. Notice or know that the message can come in any way. It can come through words. It could come through visions. It can come through colors. It can come through feelings. It can come from feeling like a stagnant energy or emotion in the body. Like sometimes you can all of a sudden feel pressure on the head because now you're being self-critical and you're not really sure what it's about. It doesn't matter. But your body is telling you a message. That can be your way that your intuition is speaking to you. So if ever you're feeling like there is a part of you that doesn't believe yet in you being your own expert, but you know inside that you're like, hey, I want to be my own expert. I want to stop saying yes to everyone else's asks of me, and I want to start saying yes to myself. Then let's connect. And let's see how you can shift these beliefs that you have carried with you all the way up until this moment, so that you can start believing in yourself. The moment you feel worthy enough to transform, there are huge shifts that are available to you. You have it in you to shift as well. And it doesn't have to be big transformation. It can be small steps in just being aware that, oh, the intuition is speaking to me in this way. Now, how do we get in touch with our intuition regularly? This, we kind of did it with our eyes closed in this moment with a meditation. And this you can do at any time. You can do this while you're at the grocery store, you're in the middle of an aisle, and you're just having a phone call with someone and you're having to make a decision. You say, hang on, let me pause for a second. Close your eyes, breathe, and tune in. To make a decision from the heart means to not make a decision because of a fear-based thought. I'm going to say that again. To make a decision from the intuition means to not make decisions because of fear-based thoughts. For example, one of my clients today was sharing with me that at work, she does not feel like she's productive when she's in hour-long meetings for many hours during the day. And something inside of her wants to set boundaries and say, I'm not going to attend this meeting because I'm just not going to attend this meeting. Well, her thought, her fear-based thought is, oh, I've only been at this job for 3 months, so I can't say that I'm not going to this meeting because it's not helping me move forward on my to-do list. The fear-based thought, the fear-based decision would be giving way to the, oh, I've only been here for 3 months. I can't say I'm not going. It would be the not setting boundaries, not making the decision to step up, to step in her power and to say, I'm not going to attend this meeting. And I will be at the next one. Yeah. Leading with the heart means to notice why you started thinking that, for example, this meeting is not for you, or because your heart wants you to know that you can step into your power. Your heart wants you to know that you can step into your power. When I got my house, if I would have said, oh, there are 7 other people bidding for the house I want, so for sure I'm not going to get it, then I won't get it, right? But why did I put a bid on the house in the first place? Because I believed I could get it. So are you willing to be aware of the thoughts that are fear-based and not let them be your guide? Are you willing to be aware of the thoughts that are fear-based and not let them take power over your heart? If you are willing for this work, then it starts by closing your eyes, by tuning in, by just trying to notice the difference between the heart voice and the head voice. And it starts by saying, I'm not going to do pros and cons list. I'm going to close my eyes, stop looking outside of myself, and look within. If you have a heartbeat, then listening to your intuition is accessible to you. It is. And if you want more of this, I invite you to go to claudiasamcoaching.com, where you will get resources. You can meditate with me. You can get more of the Be Happy Now show. You can join mini events and workshops that I hold. As a soul connection coach, I'm here to help you flex your own inner soul connection muscle so that you can be your own inner guide. I'm not here to tell you that there's one way. I'm here to invite you to feel into your way. Let's take a big collective breath together to close. Inhale and exhale. Thank you for being with me here today, and thank you for being with yourself. You have it in you. You've been listening to the Be Happy Now show with me, Claudia-Sam. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. Tune in live every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on transformationtalkradio.com. You are worthy of being you and of connecting to what stops you from living the life you are meant to live. Access more soul connection coaching at claudiasamcoaching.com.